Trump promised to build a wall. Now it's unclear if there'll be a continuous physical wall, but what can Americans expect? Most illegals arrive legitimately, many fly, and they just stay beyond their allotted time. Not much a wall can do about that. Nonetheless, there are illegal crossings by land, so a big, beautiful wall is a possible, expensive remedy. But walls can't eliminate illegal crossings. For every big wall, there's a bigger ladder. Smugglers also have much better ways to traffic their goods. They use souped-up t-shirt cannons, they fly drones, and if they're really about that life, they dig tunnels and smuggle whatever they want. A truly effective border protection program requires extensive patrolling. The wall's cost is one thing. The man-hours required to keep eyes on a 1,900-mile border is quite another. So can the wall patrol itself and pay for itself? Well, maybe it isn't a two-dimensional barrier, but a 3D liminal space that is manned and traversed regularly. The more people on the border, the less anyone can sneak across it. There are 20,000 agents patrolling the border now. What if you can add thousands more? What if you can make it a pastime, a rite of passage? Surely there are people willing to volunteer their time defending the border and enjoy the experience. It would be a great way for Americans to combine love of country, Second Amendment rights, and let's face it, much needed exercise. And if you think traversing 1,900 miles for fun is crazy, consider these existing trails. The Appalachian Trail is a little under 2,200 miles. The Pacific Crest Trail is over 2,600 miles. Thousands of people hike these trails end to end every year. More hike long portions, even more people day hike. The Great Wall of China, the granddaddy of all walls, was once 5,500 miles and gets 10 million visitors annually. Imagine the tourism revenue. Plus, if you join the Pacific Crest Trail and the wall, that's over 4,500 miles of trail. And it won't be a boring journey either. The border traverses a diverse set of climates and environments that are on par with the sublime landscapes you see on any other great trail. A wall will also mean interesting things for the surrounding ecology. When you hear border wall, just know that a permanent structure directly on the border is impossible given the geography. Take the Rio Grande for instance. The meandering river makes up most of the border in Texas. Building in or next to it is ridiculous. The wall will have to be clear of the floodplain. It won't curve with the river, which would exponentially increase construction costs. And the land adjacent to the river is privately owned, so the government will have to eminent domain the crap out of people. But it's completely constitutional. Otherwise, you can live on the wrong side of the wall. The American land cut off by the wall will be sparsely inhabited, if at all. So there will be swaths left alone to native fauna and flora, as well as migrating birds. Obviously, large terrestrial animals get the shaft. I guess you win some, you lose some. And the wall need not be some ugly barrier. It just needs a change in elevation that impedes access. The land itself can be the main ingredient for the wall. Earth redistributed in section can create the elevation change needed, and also introduce more diverse habitat conditions. The top of the wall landscape hybrid is a great place to have a trail running the length of the border. Given the sun exposure of the site, it's also the perfect place to install a continuous solar array that can power not only the surveillance tools, but also nearby towns. Embedded into the landscape, whether it be concrete tubes or containers, can be shelters travelers can stay at, so that the wall is never uninhabited. The wall will also change as it traverses different conditions. In barren desert, the wall can be a simple landscape schism as described. Along the Rio Grande, the earth wall will need to be stabilized, and the floodplain needs to slope away from the wall, lest you want occasional floods to decimate it. Near urban areas, the wall can't be so wide, so a quickly assembled stack of shipping containers might be the more practical option. Along difficult conditions like mountain slopes, valleys, and canyons, it might be enough to just create a level path. There are not a whole lot of illegal crossings in these areas, but for completion's sake, why not, right? Plus the views are certainly worth it. In time, it's possible for the wall to connect more than divide. A way to connect with the American landscape and native species. A way for adventurers to meet new friends. And maybe when international relations improve, Americans, Mexicans, and whoever else can hike the trail together. In an ideal world, we would never need a wall. People would thrive in their own countries and can reside in others legally. But if there is the political will to build a long, expensive wall, Shouldn't Americans try to get the most bang for the buck? Maybe if the wall is more than a wall, but a landscape, a route, a destination, an institution, it may have the lasting impact everyone can appreciate. Let me know what you think.